Hello friends, and welcome to yet another video from my series Quick Thoughts On, in which I always talk about different stories from the rich Star Trek universe. 50 years and a couple of days ago, NBC aired the next episode of the third season of the classic Star Trek TV show called Is There in Truth No Beauty? And these are my honest opinions about it. Star Trek episodes can be divided into several categories. There are some brilliant stories everybody loves, there are some stories which everybody loves to make fun of, there are some stories which should be labeled as so bad that they're actually good, but there are also episodes which make you ask yourself questions. Questions like, how long is it till the end? Or, I'm alone at home right now, why am I not watching porn? Today's episode unfortunately belongs to the last category. The third season started to use more inexperienced female writers. I would love to say that it was because of feminism, but to be perfectly honest, they mainly started doing it because they are cheap. Before anybody gets any wrong impression, I don't have a problem with female writers. If you watch my videos regularly, you know one of my favorite Star Trek writers of all times is DC Fontana. What I'm trying to say is that the episodes written by these inexperienced women were more emotionally oriented, if that makes sense. That is good if you like emotionally oriented episodes, but bad if you're a cold-blooded bastard like me. I usually like love stories, but most of the time despite the love plot and not thanks to the love plot. This episode is also a love story, but a pretty boring one. The Enterprise is doing a space taxi again. This time they are transporting the Medusan ambassador, Kolos, to his homeworld. If you know Greek mythology, you know who Medusa was. Here, Medusans are a race of creatures which have beautiful minds and are masters of navigation, but they are so hideous that every humanoid creature who has seen them went insane. The first person who transports to the Enterprise is Larry Marvick, one of the ship's engine's creators, followed by Dr. Anne Mulhall. Dr. Catherine Pulaski. Dr. Miranda Jones. Why does Diana Muldaur always play a doctor each time she guest stars in Star Trek? Anyway, she has a box in which the ambassador is located, and well, this is the only thing I like about this episode. The idea that physical appearance doesn't always match what's inside the person. The rest of the episode is, for me, just boring. We are told that Dr. Jones is a telepath. Okay, she's a human. So are human telepaths a normal thing in the 23rd century? Explanation, please? No? Okay. So she apparently will go to the Medusan world, where she plans to mind-meld with Kolos. Kirk orders everybody to get out of the corridors, so that Spock with some fancy sunglasses and Miranda can bring Kolos to his quarters. So what to do now? Why not get drunk? Everybody gets to a special party where we get tons of exposition, and Miranda suddenly feels that somebody wants to kill somebody. So she gets to her room and gets an unexpected visit from Larry and starts to kiss her and tell her how much he loves her, but she doesn't care. Then she realizes that it was Larry who wanted to kill somebody and started to behave like a psychiatrist. Well, if you're a telepath and you know that the man in front of you wants to kill somebody, is it really a good idea to try to analyze his feelings? Oh wait, she made him even more angry. Who would have said that? He rushes out and goes directly to the ambassador's quarters. He takes out his phaser and obviously plans to kill Kolos, but suddenly Kolos opens his box and shows himself to Larry. Larry gets crazy and rushes out. He gets to engineering, knocking out poor Billy Blackburn on the way. Kirk, Spock, and a bunch of red shirts run to Kolos for some reason. Why exactly? Did I miss a scene in which they were alerted to the assassination attempt? But they find their Dr. Jones. No, not Indiana, Miranda Jones. She tells them that Larry tried to kill the ambassador and that he has seen him, which means that he's probably crazy and therefore dangerous. Letty, meanwhile, in engineering, starts to play with the controls, and Scotty is completely out of character because he lets him. Why? When Kirk reports that Letty is crazy and needs to be found and stopped, Letty starts to fight Scotty and his men, and he even wins. He plays with the controls more and increases the speed of the ship to warp 9.5. They suddenly pass the galactic barrier. And which one? Is this the same one which they passed 2 times already and got back safely? Or is it some completely different barrier? What is going on? Spock and Chekhov try to disengage the engines from the bridge because it is now apparently possible to do so, and Kirk with his men and Miranda rush down to engineering to stop the crazy Letty. She talks him and manages to calm him down, at least for a while. Now, listening to his insane ramblings made me always think that he might be actually correct, and that the Medusan will be the main villain, that this will be some huge twist of this episode, but no, Letty is just insane. And he suddenly dies. I'm not even going to question why, let's pretend that he dies from terror or something. So now the Enterprise is screwed because they are somewhere and they have no idea how to get back. This is why I asked if it's the same galactic barrier as in the previous episodes. I mean, if they went through the same thing for the 3rd time, shouldn't they be able to get back safely? But no, they have a problem and they don't know how to get out. But they have an amazing navigator on board, the Medusan ambassador. So Spock suggests that he mind-melds with him. That's how he will get his navigator powers and get the Enterprise safely back. And he explains to his friends what the mind-meld is. What the duck? He has used the same thing dozens of times. Why do they think that they need to explain us what will be going on? What is the chance that somebody new will start watching a series during its 3rd season without getting at least the basics about the characters? But anyway, Spock believes that Miranda won't like it, so Kirk sacrifices himself and takes her on a date. On a tour of the ship. She plays with the flowers, but Kirk isn't apparently as interesting as they think he is, because she suddenly notices that Spock wants to melt with Kolos. She confronts them, and we find out that she wants to do it. She is the one who wants to melt with Kolos. I never was absolutely sure why. Does she love a monster in a box, or is it just some scientific interest? I know that the message of this episode is don't judge the book by its cover, but a human woman loving a monster in a box? Really? I mean, come on, it doesn't even vibrate. I'm not a Puritan, but this is a bit weird to me. Anyway, McCoy now tells everybody that she is blind and is seeing the world only using the sensors on her outfit. She didn't tell it to anybody because she hates being pitied. She talks to Kolos and he wants to mate with Spock, or melt with Spock or something. So Spock takes his cool red sunglasses, which somehow prevent him from getting insane from looking at Kolos, and he melts with him on the bridge. The merged version of Spock and Kolos bring the Enterprise safely back to Federation space, close to the place where they were before Letty took over, and Spock gets to release Kolos and bring him back to the box. So wait, was Kolos physically inside of Spock? That sounds dirty. Why does he need to take a look at him again? He didn't do it during any other mind melds as far as I can remember. Or is my memory faulty? Anyway, they soon find out that Spock left his fancy sunglasses lying on the console, which means that Spock, who has now seen the ambassador without any protection, is probably crazy. And he attacks all people on the bridge, so Kirk shoots him. He is dying, so McCoy orders the red shirts to bring him to sickbay, where Miranda is supposed to help him, using her telepathic powers. But she takes her time, so Kirk storms inside, calls her names, accuses her that she is crazy, and wants Spock dead and leaves her with him alone, which is the dumbest thing he could do. And he even acknowledges it. A little note, saying that you know that what you're doing is stupid doesn't make it less stupid. Miranda listens to Kirk arguing with McCoy behind the door, takes it personally, and using her Vulcan training she manages to fix him. So suddenly we have a happy ending. At least I think we have a happy ending. We end in a transporter room, and I think Miranda now is joined with Kolos or something. I honestly don't really care. Then they say goodbye and Spock gives his red visor thing on his eyes when they beam back. Why? Did the director think it looks cool with a red filter or what? This episode is both stupid and boring. That is a rare combination, to be honest. I can imagine that some people will like it. I mean, the episode deals with very interesting concepts, but they are just concepts and ideas, and nothing more. The idea that there are creatures which are beautiful inside but horrifying from the outside, that nobody who will see them will get insane, is very interesting, but they don't do anything remotely interesting with it. It's just a wasted opportunity. And during the whole episode, nobody, and I mean nobody, even mentions that the ambassador killed Larry. Is that a thing that is a normal thing to do for ambassadors? I mean, it could probably be considered to be self-defense, to be honest, but the fact that they don't even talk about it is just a little bit too weird for me. The fact that the main female hero is blind, and that's why she can work with the horrifying creature, is also pretty interesting, but again, they don't do anything interesting with it. The story can be described in maybe 5 sentences, and I think that even the director knew he doesn't have enough story, because the whole thing is filled with very bizarre fish islands shots. There are some weird and annoying flashbacks and hallucinations. Overall, the episode looks and feels very weird. I guess it is intentional thanks to the theme of it, but still, it's just unpleasant to watch for me. And I find it's something much worse. I find it very boring. So, on my standard scale from 0 to 10, where 0 is complete garbage, 5 is just average, and 10 is a masterpiece, I would give this episode 3 out of 10. I do understand why some people might like it, but this one is definitely not for me. But as always, those are just my opinions. Feel free to let me know what do you think down in the comment section. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button, and if you have some free time, you can watch any of the other videos on my channel. You should see some links on screen right now. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in a few days when I will do a video about the next episode of TNG Conspiracy. Thanks a lot again, and bye.